We are at the Anna Jo Garcia Haynes Early Learning Center. It's a neighborhood I grew up in, so it's very meaningful to have a center right here named after me. My name is Anna Jo Garcia Haynes, and I am Denver. Yay, thank you. Cute kids, oh.
My name is Amaya.
Amaya, what a beautiful name. It's so much fun to play with the kids and listen to them and listen to their imagination and their spontaneity. And
can I do it? Yeah. Okay.
First they're making cookies and then they're making broccoli.
They look good.
Don't eat it yet.
Oh, okay.
So I had a wonderful childhood, even though we were very poor. My parents divorced. My mother was very frugal. She knew how to do that and so forth. But I also realized how hard it was to be on public assistance because, they came and inspected and, made it difficult. And I was determined that when I grew up, I wanted to make sure that I could be, in a sense, somebody who helped people who were in those kinds of circumstances.
I am a teacher too, yes.
Early on, I worked, with the city, but then I began to have children. And I realized, that I wanted to be home with my kids growing up. And so a couple of teachers who lived nearby realized I was home with my children and we were friends, and they said, would you be willing to care for our kids as well? And so I said, sure. And so I did that, and one day out of the clear blue came a knock on my door by somebody from the city who said, how many children do you have? Well, of course, there were probably about 6 kids there at that point in time, and I said, they're neighbor kids. I'm just looking after them while their parents are working. And they said, well, do you know that you have to have a license to do that? And I said, no, I didn't know that. And so I immediately, got licensed and decided, okay, I really do like working with young kids.
Now we can eat them.
Oh, it cooked really quick, didn't it?
And so shortly after that, the Head Start program was started at the national level, and they asked Colorado if we would be interested in having the Head Start program here. And we said, yeah, we'd love to do that. It is now going to be this next year 55 years old. And so it's been around a long time with what started to help poor children be able to have some real support and help the summer before kindergarten.
You're a good teacher.
And so our agency, which was called Mile High Child Care at that time, it's now Mile High Early Learning, but we started out saying, how can we help these parents who need to have child care while they go to work? I feel like it's kind of like a dream come true. I think Mile High Early Learning is going to be around forever.
Did you do that? That's lovely.
I am Latina and Native American. I married a black man, and in fact, I had to go to New Mexico to get married because in Colorado that was illegal at that time. At any rate, I realized early on that it was going to be tough. We were in the midst of the civil rights movement. So I became very involved with the Congress of Racial Equality. I don't think kids really get that, there are all that many differences. I wish adults could do a little bit more of that. Kids do it so nicely. What they want to do is play with kids they like. Education is our current civil rights movement. Parents are the child's first teacher and their forever teacher throughout that child's life. And what you do to educate them is very important.